this should be the most obvious statement in the world, but it needs saying. Focusing on the money is the wrong thing.
It should be the most obvious statement in the world, but I just think the way that the industry's gone is not anymore.
Obviously, you want to build your business, you want to earn more. Understandably, everyone's in the same boat. We get it. But if it's the first thing that you are thinking of when a new client signs up of, oh, that's an extra X amount a month, however it is, and not actually thinking about the person who's just paid you money to do it and how you're going to coach them, it is the wrong way around to be looking at it.
Bad as this sounds now, I have coaches come to me asking for business advice. Not a single result, never coached anybody, and they're already charging more than me. I'm like, how are you charging more than me? I've got hundreds and hundreds of photo shoot style transformations and I've been in the industry for 20 years.
I'm not bashing people and saying, oh, don't give a shit about coaching, because they probably do. They probably do still want to be a good coach and still want to get results. But if it's not at the forefront of what you're doing, I just think you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you can't be money driven and it can't be the motivating factor for you. It absolutely can. And if that's what gets you to do a good job, like crack on and it's your money, you do whatever you want with it. And you should also know your financials in the sense of you should know what's coming in, what's going out. You should know how you're saving for your tax. You should know what you're putting aside, what you're paying yourself, all that kind of stuff.
8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake.
And welcome back to Fish and a Rice Cake. I'm Jake. He's Jake, aka
Howdy.
Big Dave, Little Dave.
Howdy. I've never said
Howdy.
howdy before.
Howdy. Howdy.
Sorry, I left my fucking Stetson at home.
What's going on there? And we are...
I'm going to come in big boots next time. You're going to see a slow transition.
Cowboy hat.
Yeah, literally.
I'll come in a parka. Like a pair of red sunglasses. And we are two, what do we say, slightly above average online coaches?
Yeah, just chatting about how we're coaching, how
All
we've
that shit.
built our business to where it is.
Yeah. And that's,
We'll try.
we'll try.
There's no guarantee.
And I promise not to speak too much about Oasis this time around. I think
Well, you've already mentioned a Parker,
I know.
and then you've mentioned Oasis directly.
I know, but I'm
And
not
we're
going
25
to. We're not going
seconds
to
in.
talk about the night. We're not going to talk about the gig or anything.
All
Like,
right.
you know,
Yeah, give it a
it's
few
done
minutes.
now. Give it a few minutes. Or The Last of Us. We'll, just not talk about
Any of those.
Any of those
Yeah.
things. But there's been some big things. Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk
fucking
Hogan.
Hell. I
This
know.
week.
I know. Sophie, she came into the room to tell me about Hulk Hogan yesterday, and she was like, all the classic MTV characters are getting people. She was like, a dropping. She was like, someone go save Exhibit.
Yeah.
Before
Innit?
he goes.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Ozzy, I'm not going to say I couldn't believe it because he's looked very ill for a long time, but it's still very, very sad.
Yeah, of course it is. He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute legend of man.
It's nice that he got to do his final farewell talk.
Yeah.
Obviously, before it.
One of my clients, Jen, was there.
Oh, really?
She went to it, yeah.
Oh,
She
Jen
took
went to
her
it?
son.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
sweet.
Jen. She was cut up about Ozzy. Like,
Yeah.
she loves him. But yeah, so she went to the, I think it might have been his last one, at
Yeah,
Villa
yeah.
Park.
It was. Villa Park was his last
Yeah, she
one. He
was
was sat
there.
on that big throne, wasn't
Yeah, so,
he? But yeah, Hulk Hogan was a surprise, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he was alright. He was 71. I know it's not that old, he's 71, but then
No,
with the lifestyle that he's had in his younger years, that's probably going to take a few years off your life, innit?
the
I think it's-
extracurricular supplements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably more on top of that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is sad. It is
Of
sad.
course it is. It's like, it almost feels like, it shows you how old you are as well, because I'm like, I felt like this was like, I grew up watching Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who else was it actually? Someone else, very lesser known, I got sent the other day because it's on my messages. That's why I'm checking. Also, this is a really cheery start to a
And I was going to
podcast
say, it's a bit
episode,
of a morbid start.
Right, just in case you missed it, here's everybody that's died in the last week.
Go back to Oasis.
James Cathcart.
James
Yeah.
Cathcart,
So
okay.
I don't know if you're related.
Right.
Did the voice of all the original Pokemon animated people. So, like Dr. Oak and Gary
No
and
way.
Team Rocket.
There's not many Cathcarts around.
He was 46, 66, 71 as well. Same age as Hulk Hogan. There's not many Cathcarts
Where's
around.
he from?
I don't know.
Intrigued to know.
I don't know.
Find out.
I just got sent the post.
No way, that's mad, that.
But that is mad. Yeah, I used to watch that animated Pokemon thing when I was younger.
Pokemon was so good, wasn't it? Like, did you ever, it was, like the red, the gold, like on the old school Nintendo?
I've literally I've got
were you
an
too
emulator
young
on
for
my
that?
phone. No, I'm a fuck too young for that.
Okay, yeah.
I've literally got the emulator on my phone.
It was like, I feel like I could do that again, but I wouldn't want it on my phone. I feel like I'd want the nostalgia of actually having a Nintendo.
I got the emulator on my phone literally last year or the year
Okay.
before, and got Fire Red downloaded for nostalgia. I was like,
Yeah,
I've not
yeah.
played in years. Fuck it. I was like, I'll download it. I'll go on it for a bit. Literally, when we went on holiday after I downloaded it to Barcelona, spent the entire holiday playing Pokemon. I was like, fuck me, Jake. You're 26. Grow up.
Did you do the
But
Pokemon Go thing?
We've spoken about this before.
Have we?
We've
Right,
spoken
okay,
about
yeah.
this.
When I was running down the road chasing a Charizard.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
30 years old.
We've
Yeah,
spoken.
okay.
I didn't do that. No, I didn't. My brothers all did that at the time. It just seemed like too much effort for me actually going outside.
No, I was like, I used to. Do you know what actually got me quite? I think we spoke about this. Like, it got me quite fit because I would go for runs and I'd be like, right, I'm gonna go to run. I'm gonna run around Sale Water Park because there's chance of me getting a, like more water Pokemon and shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this just sounds ridiculous. Wow. I remember going and standing up under like near electrical bollards and stuff because apparently that's where you get like your Pikachus and things.
Yeah, I just walked onto train lines.
Yeah, pretty mad when you think about it. We probably need to cut this stuff out. This is just.
For anyone who's like a long time listener, there's probably not any. You probably want to skip past that part because you've spoken about all that
Yeah.
before.
Anyway,
But yeah,
those days are beyond me.
sad week.
Yeah,
Week.
sad
I don't know anybody else that's died this past week.
Hopefully nobody else.
If you do, send them in. We'll read them out next time. So
What are we talking about?
we say that every week, don't we? We know what we're talking about because it's right there on the screen in front of us. We are talking about
Oh yeah.
fixating on the wrong thing and
Yeah,
how it
you
can
are-
crush your coaching business. Very dramatic.
Yes.
Very, very dramatic.
So I think it comes down to like the money side of things.
Yeah, basically, focusing on the money when you're coaching is the wrong thing. And I mean, this should be the most obvious statement in the world, but it needs saying.
I don't think it is anymore. It should be the most obvious statement in the world, but I just think the way that the industry's gone is not anymore.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately the way the industry's gone is like people do focus on the financials
Yeah,
more.
it's because
than
it's
anything
what's
else.
flashed and what's shown, and it's fucking horrible. It genuinely makes me like cringe a little bit.
Yeah,
with
it does. Yeah, it does make me cringe.
But it's just the conversations that we're having, and this is where all these come from, by the way. It's not just us plucking these out of thin air. It's conversations that we're having.
Yeah.
And it's
Every
things that we're
episode we do
seeing.
is like based on what we see or what we're speaking to people about.
And
Yeah.
obviously, you're self-employed, you run your own business. It's important. You need to know what's going on with your financials. Obviously, you want to build your business. You want to earn more. Understandably, everyone's in the same boat. We get it. But if it's the first thing that you are thinking of when a new client signs up of, oh, that's an extra X amount a month, however it is, and not actually thinking about the person who's just paid you money to do it and how you're going to coach them, it is the wrong way around to be looking at it.
Of course it is. I mean, listen, like I like to think that most people come into the fitness industry because they actually care about fitness for a start, and they care about helping people. They want to change lives and all that kind of stuff. And genuinely, that's why I got into it, because I enjoy it myself, but actually I wanted to help other people.
I never thought this would be a long-term career when I got into this. Like, this was just something I was doing whilst I was finishing my uni degree.
Yeah.
Before then, at the time, I was going to try and go back and do a
See, I always
PhD.
wanted it to be a long-term
smart
career,
enough.
but I never knew what that long-term career would look like, because I did the whole PT, like gym floor stuff from like 5 in the morning till 10 in the morning, big break in the day, 5 in the evening till 10 in the evening. I was like, I can't go on like this the rest of my life, and I knew that I couldn't do. So I just thought it was, I'll do it while I'm young and stuff, and then I'll have to get a real job at some point. Do you know what I mean? And I did for a bit. But it's, yeah, I just think, again, it's, I spoke about it in the last episode, so we don't want to speak about this too much. I don't want to like dwell on it for ages. But even when I first started doing the online stuff, online coaching, like, it was never about the money. It was never about the money. I've still got my little kind of mission statement that I wrote down when I first started, and it was just like providing top tier results, being known for being a coach who gets people into the best shape they've ever been in and changes lives, essentially, right? And like, that was all I wanted. And I knew that I didn't have to then focus on the financial, because I thought, well, if you're doing that, naturally, like, your business will just get into a solid position as a byproduct, because you'll be known as a coach who cares about people, who wants to get results people, and naturally you're just going to grow on reputation and referral, and that's all I ever wanted to grow on. It was never, again, it still isn't, it was never about like socials, virality, nothing like that. It was all like, if people knew that I was a good coach, that's all I cared about, because I thought I'll have a good business at the back end of that.
Yeah,
that's it. And like, going back to what I was saying last episode, I was bringing on clients next to nothing, charging way less than what I was worth. Again, like, as bad as this sounds now, I have coaches come to me asking for business advice. Not a single result, never coached anybody, and they're already charging more than me. I'm like, how are you charging more than me? I've got hundreds and hundreds of photo shoot style transformations, and I've been in the industry for 20 years.
Yeah,
I've spent thousands on furthering my education.
and when
How
you
dare
speak
charge
to
more
them,
than me?
and when you speak to them, it's, oh, I want to be earning this much by this time, and then I want to be earning this much because then I want to move to here, and then I want to buy this, and you're like, okay, how many clients do you want to help? Like, how many photo shoot results, if that's what you do you want to get? Like, what do you want to be known for?
Even I remember us sitting down in like our goal setting, and it was always how many transformations do we want to share? How many people do we want to put into photo shoots
and
this year?
And look, I'm not bashing people and saying, oh, they don't give a shit about coaching, because they probably do. They probably do still want to be a good coach and still want to get results. But if it's not at the forefront of what you're doing, I just think you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you can't be money driven and it can't be the motivating factor for you. It absolutely can. And if that's what gets you to do a good job, like crack on and it's your money, you do whatever you want with it. And you should also know your financials in a sense of you should know what's coming in, what's going out. You should know how you're saving for your tax. You should know what you're putting aside, what you're paying yourself, all that kind of stuff. You need to know your numbers.
Where you want to be in 3 years, 5 years with your finances.
That kind of
stuff is important.
But the amount of coaches I've spoken to, and I've fallen into this trap. So I'm not just saying this like I'm holier than thou. We've never done this. I've fallen into this trap before in years gone by of becoming more fixated on the money side of things, and not necessarily.
It's easy as well because like coaches are target. It's like it's a vulnerability almost nowadays, and like the second you come online, like these fucking dickhead mentors, like they know how to target you. Yeah, and it is the.
This was it. At the time,
the business mentors driving Lamborghinis, and Rolexes, and
I was in a business mentorship that was very much pushing numbers, money, and I became fixated on that as the leading thing. And I can tell you now,
three downsides to owning a Ferrari.
Being a knobhead, that's one of them. But I can tell you now, when I fell into that trap, I have never disliked my job more than when that was the case.
100%.
When I was purely focusing on, okay, so how much is coming in this month? Oh, well, where could I be next month? Oh, well, this client's just cancelled now, so now I'm only earning this month. Oh, but this client didn't sign up, and I thought they were going to sign up, so now I'm like X amount of money out of pocket. I have genuinely never been more stressed, more anxious, and disliked my job more than when I was stuck in that spot for, it wasn't that long. It was maybe about 6 months before I was like, do you know what? I need to stop like focusing on this. I just need to get back to focusing on the coaching, the clients, and everything like that. And since having done that, genuinely, I don't even, like, I'm not going to say I don't think twice about it because we do still know what's going on with our numbers. But for me, it's very much at the end of the month, it's, okay, this is what's coming this month then.
Yeah.
I don't really look at it as the month goes on.
Yep. Exactly that. And it's even now, like I'm, way 20 years deep into this industry and I'm still progressing my knowledge. I'm still trying to become a better coach all the time. Still listening to people who know more than me, who have been in the industry longer than me. Like I'm still always trying to learn. And again, it's like, I probably don't need to do that much of that anymore if I didn't want to, but I just think it's important to care. Do you know what I mean? It is. And like, even if it's just like scratching an itch for me to like always develop myself. And yeah, like I said, like, again, going back to what you said there, I don't think we're having a dig at coaches, and especially the ones in our like little sphere, if that's a thing. They probably care about this stuff, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be following us, hopefully.
They definitely do. I think it's more of just a warning of like, just don't fall into that trap of becoming the thing that you are fixating on, because the emotional roller coaster that comes with that, with drop-offs and people not signing up when you thought they were going to sign up and then having maybe a worse month than the month before, you will start to hate the job. Yeah, you really, 100%. Really will.
Shouldn't, the finances should follow. And I think if you like, going back to my position when I first kind of transitioned to online and stuff, I think it's where you don't rush into online as well. Like, don't rush into this career. And that's not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm saying don't force it. Like, if you're an in-person PT and you're doing well, build it on the side. Build your finances up over time. So when you do make that transition, and I think this is really important, because then when you do become an online coach full-time, if you've already got 20 clients and you're earning a decent amount and there's no financial stress, it allows you to carry on with that coaching-centric approach. Whereas if you do make it, I need 10 signups in the next month, or of course it becomes all about the money. So again, it's like, it takes time to build your business, as we spoke about in the last episode. If you're not listening to it, go and listen to it. I just think it's wise to make sure. I think that's
where charging up front leans into that mindset,
of course it does.
Because you have to then make sales each month, otherwise you're not going to get paid. Yeah. Whereas when, like how we do it with just monthly payments, that there's a 30-day cancellation notice, we're not contracting anyone, there's no big upfront payments. We know what's coming in, at least for the next month, at the very least. And it's very, very stable, because unless anything catastrophic happens, we know that, give or take a few clients, it's pretty much going to be the same the month after, and the month after, and the month after, and the month after. It's very predictable. It's very safe. It's not as, I don't know, sexy or entertaining, because we don't see huge spikes from one month, but then we also never see huge dips the next month.
Never see huge dips, and it's all like, you can almost kind of like, I can tell you now, like, unless something crazy happens, I can probably tell you within a couple of £100 what I'm going to earn pretty much every month for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Within a couple of £100 here and there.
Yeah.
And I just think that as so many coaches are seeing these massive spikes month to month when they're doing like being, advised poorly, if you like, and they're doing the big, kind of 3-month whatever, fucking charging X amount. And okay, you might have a really big month, but then what happens the next month?
Yeah.
Because those people have already signed up. And then what happens after 3 months? Are they leaving?
You're going to resell.
Are you going to
which
resell?
nobody enjoys doing.
Which nobody enjoys doing, or whereas us, it's just they just roll over until they're done. And
Yeah.
Joe, again, like if you're a good coach and you care about your clients, they should be staying with you for a while. I think average retention wise, we're both over 12 months.
Yeah.
You only have to do the maths on that, right?
Yeah.
to
And this is
understand why
literally
that's more beneficial.
And I know you started to mention it earlier, like when we sit down in December, usually we do it after our final shoot of the year, don't we? We'll go get a coffee, we'll sit down and we'll be like, right, let's set some goals for next year before Christmas. And it is literally, okay, we want to work with this many one-to-one clients. We want to be doing this many photo shoots. We want to try and get this many people through the photo shoot so we've got this many results to push out.
Yeah.
Like we want to do this many podcasts, YouTube vlogs, whatever it is.
And then we'll know loosely what the finances look like on the back end of that. Of course we will do. But it's all centered around the service. And
It's the same way you tell your clients to focus on tracking the food, getting to the gym, doing the steps, and not worrying about what the scale says every single day. Because if they do everything else right, the scale will go the way you want it to go. But you have to focus on the process and not the outcome. Because like you say to your clients, if you focus on the scale fluctuating every morning, you're going to have a freak out every day when it goes up for no reason. And then when it drops, you're going to have a massively overly positive reaction and think everything's great. But then the next morning when it goes back up, you're going to be wondering what you've done wrong and then freaking out and feeling anxious.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just focus on the process. Know what's going on with that background stuff so you can organise your money and look after yourself, whatever. And that's it.
Yep.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
We'll just repeat ourselves otherwise.
Yeah.
And we're not experts on finance by any stretch.
No.
Which has become blatantly clear by the new accountant I've got more recently when I'm having conversations with her, and I'm like, I have got no clue what you're saying. I literally have to say, she's amazing, by the way.
Oh, she's incredible.
Best recommendation I've ever had from you, so I appreciate it.
She was the only good thing to come out of my first ever mentorship.
She won't watch this, but shout out to Maria.
Yeah, she is amazing. If you don't have a good accountant.
But I literally have to say to her, can you please talk to me like I am a toddler?
Yeah,
I have no idea what you're telling me right now. Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is she just put this here, put this there.
Yeah.
Sound. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nah, she's great.
Cool.
If you need an accountant recommendation, I can recommend one.
Yeah. Let's
Cool.
leave it there.
All right, nice one, guys. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.